lineman comes in. Play action. End zone. There it is! Unbelievable! The two-point try is good, and it's Taylor Decker, part of the old guard that was saluted after the win last week. And the Lions are up by 1. Now a flag comes in at the end, and they've thrown another. The question is, did Skipper, an offensive lineman, report? What else could it be?
Touching by number 68.
So the call is an illegal touch?
I think number 70 and number 68 came in, and I'm not sure 68 reported as ineligible.
Well, 68 is Taylor Decker, their left tackle. Skipper came in, he reported. And 68 is there at left tackle, and he's the one who ends up making the catch.
Right, but he's on the end of the line, and he's been playing that ineligible position. So if he's going to be on the end of the line and be eligible, he needed to report as well.
Wow. So that will back it up. And
the announcement, there's no acknowledgement. Well, you see that Golf is trying to get Decker to go over, and he does. My guess is that knowing how these things.
And remember, the clock is stopped.
Right.
We just had 6 points. So now we're going to go for 2. Where there's no rush here. Take your time. Make sure that you know who's participating. They're going for 2. Will it be a run? Will it be a pass? It's the football IQ. Slow everything down. Make sure you have. And remember, the clock is stopped. We just had 6 points. So now we're going to go for 2. Where there's no rush here. Take your time. Make sure that you know who's participating. No, 2 eligible or ineligibles can report to play the opposite position that they need to. 2 is not the issue. The issue here tonight is, did Brad Allen recognize visually or verbally with number 68? I don't think he does. I think he sees 70 come off the line, off the sideline, follows him all the way in. I'm guessing that Brad Allen, based on his mannerisms, his eyes, where his hat is looking, he never recognized him.
Okay, so Taylor Decker is 68, Dan Skipper is 70, and we just got to look with the line of sight. It's 68, but you're right, 70's coming in. This is something that they can't look at because it appears Allen just got it wrong.
Well, it's not reviewable. What you need to do in that situation when the game is on the line, remember, the clock is stopped. We just had 6 points. So now we're going to go for 2. Where there's no rush here. Take your time. Make sure that you know who's participating. They're going for 2. Will it be a run? Will it be a pass? It's the football IQ. Slow everything down. Make sure you have it correct. Make sure the defense knows who is eligible and who is not. I think in this case, when you watch Brad and his movements and him focusing on number 70, I don't think Decker, number 68, and Brad Allen ever connected.
Well, but whose responsibility is that? If
That's on the player.
If Decker's standing in front of Allen and saying I'm reporting as eligible, but he's looking around and it's on Decker to make certain that has been communicated.
Absolutely, it is on the player. It's a unique play. It's a gadget play. You want to make sure that the referee definitely knows what position you're playing.
Okay, and so again, it's. There's a lot going on, but as you said, the clock is stopped at this point, so there's no need to be in any rush for anyone, is there?
No. And of course, people are going to focus on, hey, he kind of brushed his jersey. That's a normal look. It is a normal look. But I think that we would want the player to get to him much stronger than he does in this case. Brad is not looking at number 68. He's looking at number 70. 68 also owns a little bit of this and recognizing, hey, Brad Allen's not looking at me. I need to make sure Brad knows.
I get it, but then if you don't be doing jumping jacks and jump around and say I'm eligible, because then you draw attention to the fact that you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I get it,
right?
But it would, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's loud and it's fog of war and all that stuff, but I can certainly identify with the anger on the Detroit side in feeling that their guys had run what he had instructed them to run. It just appears to be an incredibly difficult pill for them to swallow, and it's worth pointing out, had it counted, Dallas still would have had 23 seconds left, and I believe all of their timeouts. So that's where things would have been had it been adjudicated in the way that Detroit hoped it would. That's a fair way to leave it?
Correct. I think a fair way to leave it.
John, thank you very much. Appreciate the edification there. It's always very, very helpful. Happy New Year. Be well, all right? Guys, and Troy, I want to just sort of begin with you, because this is clearly a play that Detroit would have practiced. They would have been prepared for what was required, and you know what you've got to do so that everybody is legal and eligible. I'm just trying to figure out how that didn't happen. What's your sense of that?
Well, I'm not so sure it didn't happen. I mean, we're trying to figure out exactly what the process was, but initially the way that I saw it was that, well, maybe Dan Campbell and their special teams and everything that's involved didn't quite understand that you have to report even if you're in the game. But then when you go back and you watch the tape, Dan Skipper comes in, but Taylor Decker also walks over to the official, and you only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting as ineligible. And so I don't know if he just didn't hear that or what. They said that only Dan Skipper reported, but the evidence is on the tape. So it's hard for, initially I thought, well, maybe he didn't report because he's already in the game. But